Hey, this is JD Frost. Welcome to the Daily Ledger podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Day one is a concept that is going to allow you to overcome any challenge, any unknown, any fear, any anxiety, any isolation that you have in your life. Day one gives you the ability to get a new mindset on each day. One of my favorite quotes is a guy named John Maxwell. He says, in order to change your life, you have to change your daily routine. And this concept of day one helps you to change your daily routine on a regular basis. For me, living one day at a time, treating each day as your very first day of the rest of your life is what allows you to overcome that anxiety, that isolation, that fear. I see a lot of business owners, including myself, throughout their lives have to overcome fear, anxiety, and isolation on a regular basis. That old saying that it gets lonely at the top is so true. And the concept of day one allows you to change your mindset. It gives you the ability to not only attack each day like it's the very first day of a workout or the first day of school or the first day of your business opening, but it also gives you the perspective that just because it didn't work out today doesn't mean that it's not going to work tomorrow. Just because it didn't work out today doesn't mean that your business is going to fail. Just because you came across a situation today that seems like it's not going to be possible to solve, tomorrow is day one. And today is day one. Day one gives you the ability to overcome these challenges. It gives you perspective. It provides you with a sense of presence. Today's day one. We go around our office at Croft and Frost quite often, or if we're in an event, or if we talk to each other on the phone, or if we're texting each other and we're going over a difficult problem or anything. Typically at the end of the conversation, everybody just says, day one. It's the first day. Today is the first day of the rest of your life is a quote that my dad had told me my whole life. I think it's something that he put into his senior speech at one point in time. But it's so true. If we start to treat every day as if it's day one, then we're going to hit that day with excitement, without fear, without isolation, and without anxiety. The concept of day one is so simple, we can sometimes make it very complicated. I don't know what it is about us as humans, but we will make the simplest things so complicated when it really is not. Day one is a simple concept that consists of three things: daily reminders, daily actions, and daily accountability. The daily reminder is our day one chip. For me, I'm an alcoholic, and I carry a chip around with me to remind myself of AA, to remind myself of my accountability, of the people that have sponsored me, those actions that I know are going to help me to overcome any fear, anxiety, isolation. That chip is a reminder that I carry around with me on a regular basis, almost every single day, that reminds me one day at a time. Just today is all I need to stay sober. Just today. I don't need to think about the rest of my life. I don't need to think about what's going to happen in 5 years, 6 years, next week, next month. It's a reminder to remind me one day at a time. And the concept of day one consists of a daily reminder as well. You got to have something that reminds you, whether it's sitting on your desk, whether it's in your backpack, whether it's in your pocket, you've got to have a reminder that every day is day one. Now, I've experienced a lot of day ones in my sobriety. I've been sober for a little over 4.5 years now, going on 5 years. And every single day for me in that has been day one. So you can have consecutive day ones, but if you break that streak, tomorrow's day one. Today is day one. It doesn't matter. Daily actions consist of what we call the daily ledger. What I've called the daily ledger. It's writing down what you're grateful for. It's writing down what's going to make today great. It's writing down daily targets that you have. You want to at least have 3 targets every single day that you're trying to accomplish. And a target is the confirmation that a goal can be accomplished. You're also going to write down what would make today great. I also write down who is in my power base. Who's going to be a part of my power base? It's the people that I'm hanging around. It's the people that are around me on a regular basis. It's the people that care about me. I remind myself on a daily basis through writing that down in that daily action, in that daily ledger, who is in my power base. And then I also write down 10 affirmations and 10 goals, long-term goals, goals that I cannot reach right now. I can't reach them today. They are long-term, big, hairy, audacious goals that I'm constantly reminding myself. That daily action, writing it down, and this is literally putting pen to paper, is required in order to sear in what you're grateful for, what's going to make today great. It sears in that sense of presence and reminds you as well that today is day one. The daily ledger is your tool, is your system that's going to remind you and give you actions that keep you present on a regular basis. Daily accountability is asking your power base to hold you accountable. It doesn't have to be every single person in your power base. I've got about, thankfully, and I'm very grateful for this, I've got about 35 people that are in my power base. I've got a lot of people around me that hold me accountable in one way or another. And some of them don't even realize that they're holding me accountable on a daily basis. They're holding me accountable because I'm writing it down, their names down in my daily ledger. That's holding me accountable. Rocky Garza on our team describes accountability in a really, really good way. He's defined it as accountability is a reminder of what you want. Accountability in my life has always been a negative thing. It's always been something that contains consequences. The accountability is related to the consequences of the actions that I have. Accountability in this definition is a positive thing. It is a reminder of what you want. You just stated what you wanted, and all your accountability partner is doing is reminding you of something that you said that you want. Now, you might end up changing your mind about what you want, and that's okay, and then they'll start holding you accountable on that thing. But the daily accountability is a huge, important part of the concept of day one. I don't care what kind of problem you have. I don't care what kind of problem you're facing, whether it's overcoming alcoholism, whether it's a relationship that you have in your life, whether it's a marriage that you're trying to figure out, whether it's a financial situation you're trying to overcome. Any challenge that you have in your life can be overcome with this concept of day one. And when you start to put together the daily reminders, the daily actions, and the daily accountability, that gives you the ability to be able to stay present every single day, reminding yourself, taking the action, and holding yourself accountable that you have the mindset that each day is day one. Day one will give you the ability to overcome any anxiety, any feeling of fear, and any feeling of isolation that you might have in your life right now. Day one is powerful. All you have to do is to start to live every single day as day one. I really appreciate you listening to the Daily Ledger podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you've decided to take action
and write down these things that we've talked about in here, please send me a text. I want to know if you're really applying this. 423-503-6014. Hope you have a great day.